Today, we're getting into something that can be, well, really personal and pretty painful. What's going on when your partner seems to check out emotionally? We're going to try to move from that place of total frustration to a place of clarity. Let's get into it.
Have you been there? You're trying to have a real conversation. Maybe you're upset about something, or you just want to connect. And then, poof, it's like a wall just goes up. They get quiet, they pull away, they're just gone. If you know that feeling, you know how incredibly lonely it is.
And it makes total sense that you'd feel that way. It can feel like a punch to the gut, like they're telling you that you don't matter. But here's the thing. This is a known pattern. You are so not alone in this. And more importantly, there's a real reason it happens, and that's what we're going to unpack. So let's start right there. At the heart of the problem, what is happening when your partner pulls away? Okay, this is probably the single most important thing to grasp, so let it sink in. Even though it feels intensely personal, their withdrawal is very often an automatic, deeply learned survival skill. It's a defense mechanism they built way, way before you ever came into the picture. And to really get it, we've got to go back. I mean, way back, to childhood, to those key moments where our emotional rulebook gets written. This skinned knee moment, it explains almost everything. On the left, you've got the secure response. A kid falls, skins their knee, and the parent kind of winces with them, says ow, and gives them a hug. The kid learns, my feelings are real, they're okay, and someone will be there for me. But now look at the right side, the avoidant response. The kid gets a totally different message. You're fine, suck it up, walk it off. Their pain is dismissed. So what do you think they learned from that?
Well, they learn to ignore their own feelings. To survive, they basically have to turn off their own need circuit because it hurts too much to have it ignored. And here's the downstream effect. If you've taught yourself not to feel your own pain, it becomes almost impossible to sit with and hold someone else's pain later in life.
Now, this brings us to a super common point of confusion, because you might be thinking, hold on, my partner does care about me. I know they do. And you're probably right. So let's just be crystal clear on what we mean by empathy. It's not just thinking, oh, you're sad. It's the ability to actually feel with someone. It's that gut level sense of, I get it. I'm here with you in this feeling. It's a felt thing. And this right here is the critical difference. Care is more of a mental thing. An avoidant partner can be incredibly high on care. They'll work hard for you, they'll fix things, they'll show up in practical ways. But empathy, that felt experience, that's where they can really struggle. Holding on to big, messy, vulnerable emotions, yours or even their own, is something their system was never trained to do. So the real takeaway is this. They aren't necessarily avoidant of you. They are avoidant of overwhelming feelings. The minute a big, vulnerable emotion pops up, that old childhood programming just takes over and screams, danger, shut this down now, it's not safe. And that is when they pull away. Okay, so understanding the why is one thing. That's the knowledge. But what can you actually do? How do you deal with this? Let's move into a practical playbook for how to start building a bridge. So there are a few things you can do proactively. First, and this is a big one, try to show compassion. Understand this is a defense, not a choice. Second, you can gently help them build their empathy muscle, maybe by watching a movie and talking about what the characters are feeling. Third, create safety. Give them a heads up before a tough talk. And finally, when they do show a little bit of vulnerability, celebrate it. Make it a good experience. But listen, what you don't do is just as important. Some of our most natural, instinctive reactions can actually backfire and trigger their shutdown mechanism even faster. This is so key. When they pull away, don't chase them. It just makes them feel cornered. Don't criticize them for shutting down. They're already very sensitive to it. Instead, just ask for what you need. Making demands or giving ultimatums, that's just going to make them dig their heels in. And flooding them with anxious text asking, are we okay, can feel like drowning to them. But above all, try your hardest not to take it personally. Remember, it's an automatic program running. All right, now we're going to flip the script because this might be a surprise. One of the absolute most powerful things you can do here involves shifting the focus from them to you. This is about learning to manage your own anxiety first, before you even go to them. It's about giving them space, which, funny enough, often gives them the room to actually miss you and come closer. It's about building a full, amazing life for yourself so that one person isn't your only source of support. And, so importantly, it means setting clear, calm boundaries about what is and isn't okay with you. So, after all of this, where does that leave you? Well, it leaves you with something really important: a choice. And that is the most powerful place you can be. At the end of the day, you can't reach into someone's brain and change their oldest programming. You just can't. But you have 100% control over how you react, how you care for yourself, and what kind of relationship you choose to build and be in. I want to leave you with this idea from Dr. Dan Newharth because it's just so perfect. If you stay, do so out of choice, rather than out of false hope, guilt, obligation, or fear. Make it an active, conscious decision from a place of strength. So the real final question isn't about your partner, it's about you. With all this new information, take a second and ask yourself, what does a secure, fulfilling, wonderful relationship actually look like to me? Your answer to that question, well, that's your roadmap forward.